I'm Ashton Addison from EventChain for Investment Pitch Media and FinTech News Network. And today on Blockchain Interviews, we have Denko Machenski, the CEO of Reef Finance. Denko, welcome to the show, and thanks for taking the time to be here.
Hi, Ashton. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, I'm really excited for our discussion. If we could just jump right into it, let's start with what exactly is the focus of Reef Finance and what are the problems that your team is solving for?
Sure. So basically, we are solving three main issues. The first one is the fragmentation of this landscape. As we've seen, as the DeFi landscape grows, we have multiple apps, multiple ecosystems. So it's very hard to manage your LP tokens across multiple wallets. So this is the first one. The second one is you have so many choices. So where do you invest? Like it's different APYs. They change on daily basis, on hourly basis. And you as a new investor coming into the landscape, you're confused. You don't know the names of the project. You don't know what you have to learn, where to start from. And the third one is all the fees and how expensive it is to participate in certain activities. So these are the problems that we are tackling. So what happens is we are building on top of the DeFi ecosystem. So we're composing and integrating on the existing financial primitives out there.
That's great. And yeah, there's definitely some confusion right now, especially when you have multiple LP tokens and you're providing liquidity and it's really sort of scattered around. So to put that in a easy to use platform makes a lot of sense. And now there are a lot of DeFi platforms that are popping up because there are a lot of problems that need to be solved, which is great that you're solving these problems. But would you say there's something unique or different about Reef that allows you to have a competitive advantage over other DeFi platforms?
Sure. So if we take aside, the financial primitives, because these are what we stand on top. So if those projects don't exist, such as like Balancer and Uniswap, we will not be able to do what we want to do. So besides the fact that we are like one layer above, we have something very unique, which makes Reef non-forkable. So you cannot just spin off another version and call it like another name, because we have this analytics engine, which we've been working for over 2 years now. And last year we did like a B2B model. So we were providing metrics to certain crypto funds who were basing their decisions on those metrics. So what happens is we collect a lot of data in the background. It's like AI powered, and there's a lot of like statistics going on. So we collect metrics from 3 different sources: social media, blockchain traffic, exchange data, and we extract metrics for each of the DeFi instruments. And I call them DeFi instruments because something like is, for example, a direct token exposure, something is a lending protocol, something is a pool that you stake into, and so on. So we extract a lot of metrics, and out of these metrics, we derive the risk levels. And then you, as a user, you come to the platform, you can choose the types of the baskets, and the baskets are just a composition of different DeFi instruments. And then you choose your risk level, and our analytics engine in real time is proposing for your, personal fit, what would be the best, the best composition to get into. And then with just one click, you're invested, and then you're able to track the performance of the whole basket. And the cool thing about it is that when you invest, you don't really like the output of the investments. For example, an LP token, you don't have to manage it yourself because the basket is holding your whole position. So it's really just one click invest, one click divest. So that's something that no other project has at the very moment.
Definitely. And in this world of data, analytics really can give you a competitive advantage. So it's great to hear that you have been working on that for so long. Now, and that sort of leads me to ask, did you start 2 years ago, or when did you really start the core of the platform, and how long have you been working on it leading up to this launch?
Yeah, so half of our team is traders slash investors, and we've started by building this analytics engine, which we wanted to turn it into like its own analytics company where people can or big funds can buy they can pay on monthly basis, and then we can provide them certain metrics. And this worked really well, but we thought that why not allow the average user to be able to have the same insights and have the same augmenting of the whole investment landscape the same, just like those investors. It seems like this is a more scalable model. Plus, we are a B2C, and we are in an early landscape, so we can be like a leader and take like a big market share from the start. And that's how Reef happened. So basically, our initial goal was not to build like a B2C product. It was the goal to build this analytics engine and work with funds and family offices. But we figured when the DeFi spike happened in November, which we saw through our analytics engine, we decided let's fully focus on DeFi and build this on-chain infrastructure and make it easy for everyone to participate. So that's how it happens. It's organically. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny how the environment moves and then you pivot and all of a sudden you find a great position in the industry and it starts to grow. And now you mentioned you're focused on B2C, but it seems like these tools also would provide a lot of value for institutional investors and funds. Do you see everybody in the industry potentially using Reef for these tools?
Correct. Yes, actually, we've been talking to some of our investors. They're like, "Oh, look, this would be awesome for ourselves because we want DeFi exposures as a fund as well." So what we decided to do is mid next quarter, we actually want to expand in Singapore. And as you know now, it being the financial center and most of our investors' funds being based there, we would like to start onboarding institutional investors and family offices as well.
That's great. And I wanted to ask, can you talk a little bit about the partners and investors that you have so far in Reef?
Sure. So we have some of the most popular investors in this landscape. Probably like the viewers know NGC, QCP, Woodstock, Bitcoin.com, LD Capital, one of the biggest Chinese funds. Then you have Kinetic, and you have Genesis Block, which owns one of the biggest OTC desks in Hong Kong. So it's a diverse group of funds as well as influencers.
That's great. And one interesting thing about Reef is the technology underlying this platform. And most of the DeFi space is built on the Ethereum network. At least that's where a lot of the traffic is right now. But you've built it also with the cross-chain optimization to Polkadot's network. Can you talk about why you chose that combination of that tech stack?
Sure. So our initial version of the product, which we want to launch very early Q1, might even happen by the end of this year, is a Solidity implementation, which means we'll deploy it on Ethereum as well. So what happens is Polkadot is not like a separate ecosystem. Polkadot and the whole interoperability layer was built to unite or defragment those ecosystems. So our goal and why we chose Polkadot is we will be able to be present in multiple ecosystems at the same time and offer our users a different variety of assets into a single basket. So they can, for example, with one click get into, for example, Ethereum, Kava, and Akala, which is 3 different ecosystems with just one click. And our goal is to eventually abstract away all the different ecosystems and all the bridging mechanisms away, so the users don't and shouldn't even care that this asset is somewhere else. Like the UX shouldn't change at all for him.
Definitely, the user experience will be key to the growth. And as it continues to grow and DeFi potentially grows into many more blockchains, do you foresee having that compatibility to expand if there's something on the Cosmos network or other blockchains that are now growing in the DeFi space as well?
Yeah, for sure. Actually, we already partnered with big projects such as Kava. We are working together with Avalanche. They created their EVM instance as another chain on their platform, and they are working. Well, I think it's on testnet. They have a bridge, so we want to be the first project to utilize their bridge on mainnet. So we are not waiting for the Polkadot ecosystem to become mature. We are trying to bring to our users whatever is currently available and want to be first at that. So when Polkadot goes live, we want to be the main gateway to onboard the Ethereum users and other ecosystems users to Polkadot. Yeah.
And when you launch, having this onboarding, are you expecting a lot of organic growth from user adoption and people that are swapping and using DeFi, or are you also providing incentives and other marketing efforts to help grow the platform?
Yeah, we do both. We do both. First, since we as a team have a lot of experience in the traditional startup world as well as crypto world, and as you've heard about the analytics engine, we are really good at like pivoting and shifting and figuring out what the user needs, not what we think the user needs. Mm-hmm. And after the launch, we are trying to establish this feedback loop before the team and the user base, and then basically just shift the value proposition based on what the user exactly needs. And obviously, now since we have a token, we have the ability to do some incentive layers so people can start using it and they be able to start using it faster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I wanted to ask you about the Reef Token. Can you talk about what is the main functionality within Reef Finance and how does it create a sustainable ecosystem?
That's a great question. So the first thing that we had in mind was sustainability. So the token is built into all the on-chain infrastructure, and it helps us create 3 different income streams. So for example, the token will be used first for governance. Like there are different parameters around the system. Second, it's built into the basket engine, so all the profit distribution mechanism is tied to the token. And the third one is the protocol fees. So whenever you get into baskets, our analytics engine triggers like a rebalancing or reallocation. Certain protocol fees occur, which can be paid with the token. They can also be paid with Ether, which we will on-chain convert like a really small percentage. It's not fixed, just like the gas. So it will directly go into the Uniswap pool. So the token helps us create revenue streams as well. And this comes from the basket engine as well as from some governance structure where people will be able to leverage the staked tokens into the pool in order to increase their voting power. And so the token is our main thing that ties together the revenue streams and all the and the whole infrastructure.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for that. And as the platform is launching, you also have a token generation event for the Reef Token. It's not out yet. Can you talk about what are the details surrounding that and what are the timelines for that?
Yeah, sure. So we plan to launch the TG in the next 2 to 2.5 weeks. We are currently finalizing some discussions with certain tier 1 exchanges. It took some time. We are actually fully prepared to do TG, and we just finalized the first audit of the product. But we have to finalize those discussions, and hopefully we'll be on the primary listing will be on a really big tier 1 exchange.
Mm-hmm. That's really exciting, Denko. And as the platform continues to grow, what do you think will be one of the major key success factors for the long-term success of Reef Finance?
Yeah, so our goal is to be Robinhood for DeFi. So basically what Robinhood did in the traditional financial landscape, how they have this perfect UI. I think it's all about the quality of the product, the value proposition, and the utility, the real utility that this product brings to the users. Mm-hmm. So we are expanding our basket types. You will be able to invest in like tokenized silver and gold, and we are coming like in Q2 with a completely new asset class, which is digital items, which through our wallet, you will be able to be exposed to completely different ecosystems, not related to crypto. So I think all of those things are very important to be built. And it's also very important to do this in an incremental way. So people start from something simple, and then as the product evolves, they understand what the new feature means. So you don't want to release 50 features and everything is overcluttered. So this is our goal, and we believe that being early in this landscape, we can with the experience that we have and with our approach, we can definitely be the leader and take like a big market share.
Mm-hmm. Great answer, and I think that we definitely are very early on. And we're running out of time, Denko, but for the viewers, what is the best way for them to follow along with the launch of Reef, the launch of the token, and to just get involved with the community?
Sure. So the best way is to join our Telegram group. We also have the community group as well as the announcement group. We also publish very frequently on Twitter as well as Medium. And on Medium, we have a lot of material from founder story to origin story to what all the partnerships that we do mean and do. So I think these three sources are the best way to follow the project.
Sounds great. I will leave those links in the description box below for the viewers. All the best on the launch with Reef, and let's follow up in the near future.
Perfect. Thanks, Ashton. Thanks for your time.